I've already made her do it, Amelia, so you can just stand right there, it's fine.
That's a good place right there.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Amelia.
Thank you.
And just a reminder, if you didn't sign in, there's a sign-in sheet up here by the door. And do we have any revisions?
There are no revisions. There might be some subtractions, but no additions and no revisions.
Okay. So moving right along, we have our recognitions, and first we have our mountain movers.
Okay, we'll start with our mountain movers today, and let's start off with our community mountain mover. And we have someone here from Markham Wallace.
Here.
Look right there.
Run the center.
Come on forward. Mr. Covey, if you don't mind, I'm going to let you present the certificate.
I don't want it from him.
I knew it was going to happen at some point.
There it is. But listen, we try to recognize the community mountain mover every month for what they do for our school district and our community. Just a little bit about Markham Wallace. It's founded in 1959. It's a 25-bed critical access hospital providing inpatient acute care, outpatient services, emergency services, and a level 4 trauma center. It's also an accredited chest pain center and primary care with clinics in Irving, Beattyville, and Clay City. And they're characterized by its family-centered care, community involvement, and progressive ideals in health cares. And the mission of Markham and Wallace is to extend the compassionate ministry of Jesus by improving the health and well-being in our communities and to bring good help to those in need, especially those who are poor, dying, and underserved. Markham and Wallace has 234 employees, and it's the largest Catholic health care system, part of the largest Catholic health care system in the nation. And Markham and Wallace is a strong community partner. And just some of the things that they do in our school district, they do the teddy bear fairs, the school staff health fairs, career fairs, community and school educational events, donations to extracurricular sports, partnering to support athletic training, which we'll talk about here a little bit later, and job shadowing opportunities for our students. And we are blessed to have a hospital of Markham and Wallace's abilities here in our community, and we're very appreciative for what y'all do for our school district.
Thank you very much.
So thank you, and again, Markham and Wallace, our community mountain mover. And I'll also present you with a Medal of Excellence, and I know that everybody at Markham and Wallace can't have one. I tell you, a lot of people.
I'm wearing it in the morning though.
You can wear it. And I'll tell you what you can do as well. A lot of people like to hang that on their Christmas tree.
Well, Susie's going to Costa Rica, so I have to send her this picture with the medal on it.
Send her that you got the medal.
Now, get over here, Mr. Covey. Visiting. Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you. Miss Sheila. And our community mountain mover for our certified staff, Miss Allison Banks.
Who I've worked with for many years.
Allison teaches 7th grade at Estill County Middle School and has been there for 8 years, and this is her second career. After a career in drafting, she decided to teach. And Allison says teaching middle school students is very interesting, and she enjoys shaping them for the future. She says you may never see the finished product, but you always see the potential. Allison says her co-workers make her job the best, and she loves the solid relationships that she has with her team members. Allison, we appreciate what you do for our kids.
Thank you very much. We appreciate you guys too.
And I will present you also with the Medal of Excellence. Thank you for what you do. Joe. And our classified mountain mover is Miss Leanna Richardson. Leanna is a preschool paraeducator at South Urban. She started her work with the Estill County Schools as a sub and is now in her 3rd year with the district. Leanna says she loves working with the age group and says she works with because she helps to build strong foundations with students. Leanna says that South Urban is awesome and a one-of-a-kind school because everyone works hard and helps each other. And Leanna, we're very fortunate to have you as one of our staff members, and we appreciate what you do, and I'll give you a Medal of Excellence as well. And also, you got spring break this week. South Urban not only got a full week of spring break this week, they get 2 days here in a few weeks, I guess. Now, of course, that's the board's decision here in a minute.
Say, are you telling us? Sure.
But we want to thank our mountain movers, and as always, we thank our sponsors for the Mountain Movers program.
Okay, next on the agenda, we have our school student presentation. I think we have the high school and South Urban. School first.
Is South doing the video? Let's go ahead and we'll start with South. I think it was actually their turn tonight, and last time we had to postpone to high school, but they're here tonight as well with a couple of groups, and we're happy to have both schools here tonight to present. So, Mr. Willis.
Thank you. My name is Stephen Willis. I'm principal of South Urban Early Learning Center. We did not bring any students with us tonight. But we're working on that for December. I had the privilege of having a wonderful 3rd grade teacher, Miss Margaret Richardson at West Urban, and I am still privileged to work with a wonderful Miss Richardson every day. And her husband Sean are helping student population. There's 4 so far. So we appreciate that too, guys.
Look at her face. He's embarrassed over there.
South Urban is an amazing school. It's an amazing group of people. So I kind of thought, we have big plans for our presentation in December. What can we do? So I compiled a video to kind of give you a glimpse of what our average day looks like at South Urban, and it's titled "Our Future Begins" because it is our future. I've said it to the board, I've said it to the staff. This is the beginning of their formal education in the public school. So that is a heavy burden, but a burden that we take very seriously. So at this time, I'm going to start our video. Jeremy, you let me know about the sound.
Well, he didn't show any pictures, but if you can see the teachers at about 4 o'clock when they get home, most of them are asleep. You know, preschool is a very special place, and it's amazing what they do. Hats off to them every day for what they do at South Urban. I know they've had a week off from school. We'll be back in school Monday over there. We have to get back in school to get our days in, but they'll be back in school. And I know Mr. Willis and some of his staff did home visits today and went out and met with several kids and took food baskets out, meeting the needs of kids today and getting ready for kindergarten boot camp, which kicks off after spring break. So
We also have the cleanest closets in the district right now.
there you go. But they've got a lot of work done over there this week and very appreciative of the job they do. So thank you, Mr. Willis. Mr. Winkler.
All right, we did bring a couple of student groups, one a little bit bigger than the other, but most of the time whenever we hear about things on the front page at the high school, it's either sports or it's bad news. So what I wanted to do is share with you all a couple of the really positive things that are going on, and I don't know that it gets any more positive than our Beta Club. So Beta Club people, you all want to come on up, because you can see the positive influence that our Beta Club has on our school and on our community. So I'll let Ms. Farmer kind of take over from here.
Okay. Come on up here. They can't see you. Come on. Come on. There you go. There you go. They're a little shy. I'm Amy Farmer, and I'm a math teacher at the high school. And I've been Beta Club sponsor for 18 years now, and it is a whole lot of fun. And such a reward, such a blessing to see these kids pour their heart out into helping other kids and to leading their school. And so they wanted to tell you a little bit about Beta Club and some of the projects that we do. And one really, really special project I'm sure a lot of y'all have heard about and most of y'all help with all the time. We really appreciate it. They're just going to mention just a couple of things that we have done and are planning to do.
My name's Hunter Walters, and I am president of the Estill County High School chapter of the National Beta Club. The National Beta Club is the largest nonprofit youth organization in the world. This club strives to promote the ideals of academic achievement, character, service, and leadership among elementary and secondary school students. We promote achievement by recognizing and honoring high academic achievement, character by preparing young people for life and empowering them to be successful, leadership by developing the leaders of tomorrow, and service by demonstrating our motto, let us lead by serving others. The Estill County High School chapter of the National Beta Club was first recognized in 1977.
My name is Amelia Farmer. I'm secretary of the Estill County High School chapter of the National Beta Club. And our current sponsors are Amy Farmer and Victoria Barnett. You can tell she's a math teacher because she printed these on the backs of math papers.
If you had extra time.
And we currently have 206 high school students, grades 9 through 12, and so that qualifies us to be a National High School merit for the past 5 years. The development of Backpack Buddies began almost 20 years ago by leadership team sponsor Charlotte O'Brien. With funding running low, our Beta Club team, I'm part of sports, I have a hard time separating, and we picked it up and we started putting students' physical needs at the top of our priority list.
My name is Elizabeth Hardy, and I'm the treasurer of the Estill County High School Beta Club. Since the initiation of this program, the ECHS Beta Club has raised more than $30,000 to feed students in need. This year alone, the Beta Club has raised over $2,200 with an additional $1,000 from community donations. The number of bags packed per week has been as few as 20 in the beginning, and now it's as many as 160. Not only do we feed the needy, but we provide health and hygiene needs. In addition, we provide treats on holidays and birthdays.
I'm really proud of all the hard work they do and all the cookie dough you all buy and all the things that even anonymous folks have come up and said, somebody gave this to me to give to Beta Club. So I really appreciate all that work, and especially all of the work they do, because they pack bags. We have churches now that help us in this effort because it got so big, and it's just endless what people will step up and do when you need them to. In the box here, and I'm going to leave this even after we leave, and I think it'll make it back to our closet room. Please remind him to pick the box up and bring it back. If you're just interested in kind of seeing what we put in the backpacks and even how you can donate and help at any time. I really, really appreciate all of the board's help and support. They've done that in the past. And I think it was Amelia mentioned the high school has been a merit school, which they don't award this to every school. But if you did the math, that many students out of the enrollment at our high school means that over 30% of our kids have a GPA of 3.25 or better. And that's unheard of for a small community with the small enrollment that we have. And so I'm really, really proud of all their efforts, academically and leadership-wise. So thank you all.
So as you can tell, it's quite a group in how they serve others, and they learn about leadership, and they learn about servant leadership, and that carries over. And these guys are and girls are going to be great leaders in our community. And we just seem to have a knack for solving problems at the high school. Excuse the pun, but come on up, FPS team. We had a group of students, and I'm going to let them speak as well. But they have, over the years, sort of set a standard. Our academic team, how many kids here are on the academic team? Raise your hand. All right, so our academic team has won the district, how many years in a row? Y'all know? Like 15? Yeah. We've won the district 15 years in a row. But our future problem solving team has been to the internationals, I think, 2 or 3 times, maybe 4 times. But this year our future problem solving team finished, and I don't want to steal what you're going to say, but they finished 7th in the state out of all high schools to qualify to make the international competition.
Y'all have anything left to say now?
Guess not.
Go ahead, you repeat it all.
You can say it a lot better than me.
I'm sure many of you in here know me. I'm Andrew Samples. I'm a senior at Estill County High School. I'm part of the future problem solving team, if you hadn't figured that out yet. I was asked to announce all of the winners in the competitions in districts, regions, and the state level, so I'm going to go ahead and list those off. At districts, our quick recall team placed 2nd, our future problem solving team placed 1st, and in the written assessment test, Leo Song placed 1st in mathematics, Hunter Walters 2nd, and Dustin Warner in 4th. In social studies, Brooklyn Kelly placed 4th. In language arts, Chase Wainscott placed 2nd, I placed 4th, and Kylie Riddle, which is a freshman, placed 5th. In arts and humanities, Libby Tipton, who is the 4th member of our future problem solving team, she couldn't be here, she's not feeling well. She placed 1st, Chase 2nd, Brooklyn Kelly 5th, and then Brooklyn also placed 1st in the English composition, and we achieved 1st place overall. At the regional level, our FPS team placed 2nd, Leo Song placed 1st in mathematics, Hunter 4th, and Dustin 5th. We achieved 3rd place overall. And then, of course, at the state competition, as Mr. Winkler said, we did place 7th, and they took the top 7 teams to the international competition in Amherst, Massachusetts, at the University of Massachusetts. You don't want to say something? No. I'll say it. All right. So the competition is June 5th through the 9th, as I said, in Amherst. Our topic is going to be de-extinction. Take that as you will. I won't elaborate on it as much because I feel like it's a bit much. The last team that actually made it to the international competition was actually back in 2014, so it's been 5 years since any team has made it to the international competition from Estill County. Brooklyn is also up here. She is an alternate. She will be going with us to the international competition. Out of the 7 years that I've done this under the leadership of Ms. Cornett, this is the first year that I've ever made it to the international competition, so it's something that's very important to me. And so I guess we're kind of here to talk about money. I don't know how else to put it. I mean,
I didn't tell him to say that.
Hey, dude, you heard it from him first.
But they do need money.
Okay.
We will be able to help meet your needs because every year the board does budget money for state and national travel whenever teams or different student groups do well in competition. We always step up to the plate, and we always help those that help themselves, if you get what I mean. We help match and pay for different items, so you don't have to ask. We're just proud of your representation of our high school and our representation of our entire county. And we have some of the best and brightest students that the state of Kentucky has to offer right here in our county. So we're proud of your accomplishments, and yes, we will help you because this board always makes that commitment every year during the budget cycle to make sure that we can help our students be able. Listen, if you qualify for international competition, you gotta go. So, yes, we will be helping you. And
I just wasn't sure if you all were wanting me to go over any of the specifics about. I didn't know if you all needed to know
does the
anything.
board have any questions specifically
No, I know all
for
four
them?
of these young, and the alternate too, the young one too.
All right.
Wonderful young people.
That's all I've got. Thank you.
Thank you.
Leslie told me I'd have to cut him off, so.
All right.
Introduce yourself here.
Mr. Winkler, would you introduce
Yes,
all of
everybody
them?
introduce
Hi,
themselves.
I'm Garrett
Please
Abney.
introduce.
That's all I gotta say.
I'm Morgan Samples. Brooklyn Kelly.
And we're very proud of you all. Good job.
She wants a group photo.
Garden season's coming up. I don't know what somebody do with it.
Front and back. Front and back.
It's okay. His mom asked for it. I just want to make sure I
So it is 6:30, and I have been reminded that the Wildcats play at 7:10. So I know we just did the recognition. So if there are anybody that wants to leave at this time, you all feel free. You can be dismissed if you want to. We'd love for you to stay if you would like to stay, but I do know the Wildcats play at 7:10. Thank you.
And please, in an orderly fashion, no stampeding.
Okay, I know there's some of y'all still here that want to watch the Wildcats, so we're going to move quick. Next on the agenda, we have facilities, and first we have an Estill Springs update.
As far as Estill Springs is concerned, they've started the roof, and feels like if we can get some decent weather, we're probably about 8 to 9 weeks away. So by the time school's out, they'll be finishing up there. As far as the main part of the project inside the building, the roof, of course, is a separate project. still at about 99% complete. We're still doing some work on the HVAC system and different things, trying to get it running efficiently, but things are going well, and so that's pretty much your update on Estill Springs. And because of the short agenda items, I told Peter and Ron they did not have to attend tonight. There's some other things they're working on. So that's it for A.
Okay. Next, we have the roof replacement project update.
Middle school roof is probably about 98% done. They're waiting on some detail work. They're also going to be cleaning all of those soffits and everything as they finish up out there, and so they're pretty much done. And as you can tell, they've moved on to Estill Springs. Again, I believe if we can get some cooperation, the roofing project should be done by June 1. So they've done a good job considering the bad weather that we've had, and you have a pay app and the DPOs for that project, and my recommendation is that we pay that application 8.
I'll make that motion.
I second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Okay. Moving right along, we have next is the bus garage, a land purchase update.
Okay, and as you all know, we had we've been doing our geotechnical investigations and different items there on the land purchase there at across from Estill County High School. And those, the geotech findings have come back, and the land does meet standards that we would need in order to be able to use the property for whatever future site development we want to. But the first, so we're proceeding now with the survey and proceeding with going ahead and moving forward with the purchase of the property. And I have contacted the realtor and told them that we are proceeding. So Ross Tarn is working on that as we speak. The first item, or of course the first use for that property is going to be the building of a bus garage facility, which is what we've been looking now for months, as you know. There was 2 pieces of property that was looked at. There are 2 different sites that was looked at on this purchase of property. One was the property that was off of Leela Lane, which is about a 13-acre tract of that piece of property, and then the other site was almost directly across from that site, but on the other side of 89. And as you go out Highway 89, everybody knows where the field took place there during the road construction there on the right-hand side of the road. So those were the 2 pieces of property that was looked at in terms of the building of a bus garage. I did not get this report till yesterday, so I just brought it to you all today. But what the architect has done is they have looked at those 2 pieces of property and said, hey, this is what it's going to take to develop those 2 pieces of property. And as you can see, the property on Leela Lane, you can see what the cost opinion is for developing that piece of property. Part of the reason being for that cost is because there would be a lot of site work involved with that. There would have to be some blasting that would take place, the leveling of that lot, in order to make it appropriate to build a bus garage on. There was also some detection of pyritic shell there as well, which of course is always something that you have to deal with in those particular cases. So you can see the estimated cost to develop that property. I mean, it's public record, it'd be about $3.4 million. When you look at the other site on Highway 89, you can see that the cost for developing that site is substantially lower. Matter of fact, it's probably 70% lower. It's estimated to be at about $960,000. Of course, some of this, just remember that part of the site development has to do with the fencing and gravel and all that. So some of this is included in the BG1 already. So it's estimated to be at $960,000 because that site is more level. You wouldn't have the amount of movement or dirt movement that you would have to have on the other side. So in order to proceed with building the bus garage, which is important to get the Career Tech Center construction off the ground, you don't have to make this decision tonight, but the sooner this decision is made, it allows the architect to move forward. If you decide to do the Highway 89 site, that doesn't mean the piece of property on Leela Lane is not still useful to us. As you know, we have the need for a maintenance facility down the road. There's other things that possibly down the road that the school district might use that property for. So it's still part of the overall property purchase. It's just the fact that the Highway 89 site, based on cost, is the best situation for us. The other part of the Leela Lane property that also is an issue for us is that we cannot build the road to that property. That is a county road, and school district money cannot be spent on county property. So we would be dependent upon the fiscal court to be able to widen that road and to pave that road. It's estimated to be somewhere between $300,000 and $400,000. And I know that the Estill County Fiscal Court would try to do everything in their power to try to help us and do what they needed to do to make that piece of property useful. But even at that, the difference in the site preparation cost is astronomical. So my recommendation to you all would be that if you're ready to make that decision, the Highway 89 site is the preferred site based on the cost of developing that piece of property. And we're going to have a special called board meeting here probably on the 11th of April because of our district facility plan. I'll talk to you all about that in a minute. But if you all decide to make a decision tonight, it gives them a couple weeks head start to going ahead and start getting that bus garage situated on that piece of property and make a determination.
So no pyritic shell on?
No,
that they're aware
they did not see pyritic shell on that. And where the bus garage is actually going to sit, there's going to be a lot less site preparation in terms of foundation work. It can be done with an excavator. There's not going to be a lot of blasting or anything along that line that has to take place. So doesn't mean there's not some additional cost there, but still, as you can see, again, it's probably 30% of the cost of the Leela Lane site to develop. So my recommendation is that we ask the architect to go ahead and start the development of the Highway 89 site, knowing that we got to get the property purchased before they can start doing major work, which that should come along quite quickly as well as now that we've given the okay to move forward. The title search is being done, all that good stuff. So we're moving forward with the purchase. So that's my recommendation.
Make the motion to accept the Highway 89 site and proceed.
We have a motion. Do we have a second? Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay. Next, we have the Estill Area Technology Center update.
Even though that all of our paperwork is in at KDE, we're being delayed. And it's starting to get to the point that it's going to impact the opening of that building if we do not get anything done. I will be making a phone call in the morning that should by tomorrow afternoon, we'll put a fire under KDE's feet to get this project moving forward. They're right now holding up the BG1, and there's no reason for that to happen. We have presented a finance plan that you all approved at the last board meeting. We've got personnel there at KDE that's just not willing at this point in time, for whatever reason, to move this project forward. I don't know what their issue is, but I'm going to tell you there won't be an issue, I don't believe, after tomorrow afternoon. I've sent an email today and I requested a response, and as of a few minutes ago, and I can check again, I have not received an email to that response. And I told myself today when I sent that email that they had one day and today was it. So I will be making some calls in the morning, and I think we'll see movement on that because we've got to get going. If we want to open in August of 2020, I mean, we were already behind the gun. But if we want to get open, we're going to have to do that. Now that we got the bus garage and a place to go, we've got a temporary bus garage facility. The city of Irvin is going to work with us, and Carhartt's going to work with us also out at the city garage and out at the Carhartt headquarters. Out here, they're going to work with us. So we got everything ready to go. Now we got the bus garage, a place for it to go. We've got to get KDE to cooperate with us, and that's where we're at.
Okay, next on the agenda, we have a facility plan update.
We also are needing to get this facility plan completed, and as you know, this meeting got canceled because KDE again is behind on their paperwork. We have got a new time schedule, and I feel like this time schedule is going to be able to be met. As I did say, we have an April 11th now special called board meeting, and I hate to spring that on everybody, but we're going to have to meet about 7:30 on April the 11th. We'll have to do 3 meetings that night in order to meet the timeline to get this facility plan to the State Board of Education for their June meeting. And what's important about getting this facility plan in is because this facility plan sets what our district need is. And based on our district need, it impacts our critical areas and shortage funding. It's our SFCC money, or I'm sorry, it's FSPK. There's so many different acronyms, but anyway, that is the money that you're granted because of your need in the district. So we've got to get this in. We've got to get it done. I've been in conversations with the person at KDE on this. I feel like that we do have a timeline now. I'll be communicating with the LPC, and we'll try to get back on track. But there is no vote because we do not have a final draft because of the meeting being canceled.
So next on the agenda, we have the calendar, 2018-19 calendar, possible revision.
As you know, we've talked about the calendar several times, and since our last meeting, of course, we had a couple of illness days, and then we had a flood day. So as of right now, based on just adding days at the end of the schedule, our last day for students would be May the 31st. Closing day can either be on that Saturday or it can be the following Monday on the 3rd. We've got it listed right now as Saturday the 1st. Not really any magic to when you have that particular day. My personal opinion, I think we're just too close to spring break now to take Thursday and Friday. There's too many people has plans. I would not recommend to you all that we do that. If we do have anybody retiring that needs to retire by June 1, they would have to take a deduct day for that closing day, but it would also, that would allow them to get a June check if they decide to do that. I hate that they would have to take a deduct day, but that's the best for them because they'll never live long enough to get that June check if they don't get it, because once you miss it, that's it. The only other option would be is that you could go on Memorial Day and have closing day on the 31st, but usually Memorial Day now means a lot more than it used to 20 years ago with 9/11 and everything that's happened since that point in time. Memorial Day is taking on a completely different meaning, and I can tell you whenever you have to have school on Memorial Day, it's a disaster. in every school district you do. It's also just a time that families have started spending a lot of time together on Memorial Day. It's just a total change over my lifetime to see how important Memorial Day's become. So I believe that at this point in time, that just based on adding days, that we're better off to go ahead and have May 31st as the last day for students, if that's okay with you all, which would have been what we would have done in our normal calendar. And we'll talk to our teachers and staff and see whether or not they want to come in on the Saturday or they want to come back on Monday. It'd just be totally up to them. If you all are okay with that and we leave everything as is right now.
If that's closing day, when would graduation be?
Graduation will be on the night of the 31st.
Okay. I had that question asked, so, okay.
And that's what our plans are right now. And Mr. Winkler has informed me that now, because of the fans and having to deal with whether or not we're going to have bad weather or not have bad weather, that we're going to have the graduation indoors inside the gym. Got a lot of favorable comments last year, especially from our from our grandparents that really enjoyed the fact that we could stream the graduation and they could sit in the auditorium in the air conditioned and watch the graduation. And it was really, I think, other than it was a little hot in the gym, it was a good situation. I think the fans will make a big difference in there. And that way we can set up for graduation. We don't have to worry about whether or not we have to make the call to bring the chairs in. We're ready to go. They can ticket it just like they've done in the past. So if you all are okay with this calendar, I would go ahead and, I don't even know if we need a vote, but let's go ahead. I don't think we do because it's the way we've done it in the past, just added to it. But if you are good with that, then we'll just proceed. Go ahead and take the 4th and 5th as spring break. Give everybody a little break before it's time to get ready.
Give it to them, not take it away.
That's right. We've already taken 3 days.
You say take it, so.
We've already taken 3 days, so this will give them Thursday and Friday. Okay. They'll be ready to come back, and it'll be time to get ready for testing. K-Prep testing is right around the window.
I'll make the motion, we accept the revised calendar.
If we want to make a motion,
well,
we can.
I don't think
we don't have to, right?
I mean, it's as is, so, okay.
We're not going to change it, so leave it as is, so we really won't need a motion, but thank you, Cheryl.
All right, next on the agenda, we have consent items. I know.
Doing our best.
You got 10 minutes.
10 minutes, that's all I got. Real quick.
You actually got 20 until 7:10.
You have your minutes, the treasurer's report. I gave you all a packet. All you're doing tonight is accepting those agent proposals. There was 3 different proposals. All we're doing at this time is we're going to select an agent at the next board meeting. I'm assuming at some point in time, once you've looked through that, give me a call. We'll talk about them, and we'll sort of discuss what the proposals are. Angie and I went through them. They're all 3 acceptable proposals. It's just a matter of who you want your agent to be. The agents, no matter who they are, pretty much bids the same insurance companies. You got the adult ed MOA in there. The Mercy Health MOA is that Mercy Health is going to partner with us to provide athletic training services, and their focus is going to be on preventive maintenance before an injury actually occurs. They're going to talk about stretching, nutrition, those types of things. I have a preschool contract, and I wanted to make sure y'all got a copy of that. We did not get this until yesterday. We looked at it last night, and there's an email on the very back of this. If you want to look at that email, those are the things that we have found that we need to really look at in terms of getting some direct answers from them. But I've already been back on the phone with them today, and I feel like all those needs are going to be addressed. So what I'm asking for basically is tentative approval of those. Am I one short?
Here.
I'm sorry.
I'll share mine. I'll share with Donna.
But that email was some of the concerns that we had, some things, clarifications, nothing there that's that out of sight. They are going to fund the 9 classrooms that we currently have. And we're making adjustments on the amount of money that this contract is for. And also they're trying to seek funds to add the 10th classroom. If they do that, we'll do an addendum to this contract a little bit later. But those were the concerns that we found, and they're already addressing those, so we feel really good about that. I've also asked you to approve the use of Old Urban High for this Jonestown Films group. There are some hoops they would have to jump through in terms of liability insurance, but you all have to do that in order for them to be able to use it. And then we have some FRYSC, some Frisky AmeriCorps site applications. That's the grant that allows our Frisky centers to have youth student workers in them. So my recommendation is that we would approve those consent items, and I will not sign that final preschool contract until we have answers to those things. But tentatively, it's a good day as far as the preschool contract is concerned.
So do we need to pull the preschool contract out since we can't actually do anything yet?
I would approve it with those revisions that we've asked for, or clarification on those items, and then if there's something major that happens, then I will bring it back to you next time. But I've already talked to them today. They emailed me immediately. There's not going to be an issue. So we need to go ahead and approve it, and that way they know they can start working on hopefully getting that 10th classroom. So I feel comfortable in saying let's approve all of it.
So I make a motion that we approve the consent action items.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Anyone opposed? Next, we have public comments. Okay, if no public comments, next we have the superintendent's report and the board member forum.
Okay, you have the notification of personnel actions. I just gave you my activity report for the last few weeks. Just a legislative update. As of right now, there's been several positive pieces of legislation, and those that have, or at least were thought to have negative impacts on education, all those right now have not moved forward. I think the governor's race is going to determine what kind of legislative session we have this coming spring. And I will say this, if we're going to have to stand up for public education, because right now we are under attack big time. And I quite frankly, I don't understand it. I really don't. And I don't understand some of the thinking that's going on, but hopefully cooler heads will prevail on all parts. I was really proud of our staff that in the midst of these radical groups calling for teacher walkouts and teacher shutdown days, that our staff showed up to work every day. And it's just not the right time to do that. At some point in time, there may come a time that teachers are going to have to stand up for public education, because if we don't, nobody else is going to do it. But this just wasn't the right time. And I'm proud of our staff for being here and being here to work with kids every day, because we are employees of this community, and that's where we need to be. Energy quarterly report is in there, and you also have the fundraising report, and there's nothing else for me to add.
Anything from the board?
I would just like to say how much I enjoyed the presentations from South Irvin and the high school, and the children from West Irvin that had their presentations out in the gymnasium. I mean, I'm so proud of the direction that we're going as a board and our district is going, and I look forward to the next presentations.
And I'd like to say, Mr. Willis, thank you for, I just said yesterday that it's not hit me, I have a senior, but it hit me tonight during the presentation. So thank you for making me aware. I could see my little senior trotting in that building to kindergarten many years ago. So, okay, if we don't have anything else, I need a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.